How you doing? Normally I don't make videos. I prefer to watch them. I prefer to learn or be entertained. Unfortunately, I'm reading the news and something really kind of disturbing is coming up. And I figured I had to speak my mind to this. I read an article today that one of the world-renowned schools, an Ivy League school here in the United States, Yale University, is giving midterm passes and making midterms optional simply because Donald Trump has become our 45th president of the United States. Really, snowflakes? You've got to be shitting me. Now, I'm not sure why the educators of our young are trying to destroy the country and destroy the world by giving out medals for participation when they don't even participate, giving out awards for no particular reason, why they think that everyone wins, there's nobody a loser, except for the people who don't agree with your philosophy or mindset. Which is really setting a dangerous precedent, folks. I find it kind of hard because I lived in New Haven, Connecticut. I lived less than a mile away from the campuses of Yale University and used to go there all the time. Hell, Toad's Place was one of the hoppinest joints I went to go see live music when I lived there. But I don't understand why a world-class institution, as well as every other college and university out in the world, especially in the United States, is working so hard to set up the millennials and the future generations on a path of failure. Now, I'm an old guy by some people's standards. I'm a Reagan-era Marine. I've been a Republican my entire life since I've started voting. And yes, my first vote was cast for Ronald Reagan's re-election in 1984. And I'm proud of it. I voted once. Did I ever vote Democrat? And that was Barack Obama's first term. You know what? It's the end of an era as far as I'm concerned. And I'm really happy about it. But I'm watching all the Democrats. I'm watching all the liberals. They think that schools are for teaching feelings and emotions and fair play. The fuck? Really? When's the last time you saw fair play? Sure as hell didn't see it in the elections this year, did you? From the Democrats. Let's face it. If there was fair play in the Democratic Party, it would have been Trump versus Bernie. We all know that. But I'm just rambling here because I'm just so dumbfounded. The fact that you can think that you're going to be able to say, this man said mean things, we don't want him as a president. You know what? Life is hard. Buckle up, buttercups, because you know what? If you're in your 20s, life hasn't even begun to fuck you yet. Trust me, I've been there. I've lived it. I've lived a hard life. I've lived a good life. And I've lived a life that I'm really proud of. It's been hard, but you know what? I look back and I can say, I tried. Nobody handed me jack. Nobody said, oh, your feelings matter. Well, you know what? My feelings do matter, but when you're in college, your feelings don't mean shit. Facts, figures, truth matters. If you can't handle that in college, how the hell do you expect to handle this in the real world? Your boss isn't going to be sitting here looking at you and saying, okay, you know what? I hired somebody because a white guy had better credentials, had more, and actually had experience, versus this guy who happens to be a minority and who came in with nothing. I'm not a racist, but you know what? I'll sit here and I'll trot out my rainbow cotton candy farting unicorn just to make you happy. It doesn't work that way. You have to have experience. You have to have diligence. You have to be able to work hard to make it in this life. Or work smart. Or, in my case, work hard and smart. I'm sorry, when you go on a construction site, you sit there, it's like, my feelings were hurt. My boss told me I had to do work. Well, it's kind of what a paycheck's about, isn't it? Same thing with the school. If you don't do the work, you don't get an A for doing jack shit. You don't get a pass because you're butthurt because something didn't go your way. The world doesn't work that way. Except for maybe in a soap opera, or if you're watching some stupid-ass show on TV, but even reality shows aren't reality. We all know that. And if you haven't figured that out yet, then you really are a special kind of snowflake. But I want to warn you, people out there. There are some of us who are keeping an eye out, and we are going to do our best to ride your asses. I'm one of them. You know what? Tomorrow when I get up and I go out and about to do my chores and running around, you know what I'm doing? That's right. I'm buying me some safety pins. Hell, I may even buy me some of those diaper pins, because apparently wearing a safety pin says, oh, you're a safe person to be around. I'm a safe person. I'm a person who's going to tell you like it is. I'm not going to candy coat shit for you. I'm not Willy Wonka. And as far as, this whole thing, I'm going to do my best. If you come to me and you say, oh, you're a safe person, I'm going to trigger your ass to the point that I leave you in a catatonic convulsing coma. Yeah. Because you know what? I'm going to do it because I can. And because I can, and because for some of you people, it's fun watching you people lose your shit because you can't handle reality. So, that's the way the Marine Corps runs. We play games. We like playing games. And, we like watching you people just run screaming like chickens with your heads cut off. Brock, 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 brock. So, I don't know if I'm going to post this or not. I probably will. Won't even edit it. I'll just leave it the way it is. Just remember, you say safety pin, you better not trust it, because I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Life is not all Skittles and beer. Because if life was all Skittles and beer, everybody would be a drunken diabetic. Think about this. I might actually make another video depending on how much fun and how many people I want to get butthurt. So, for all you people who voted for Trump, well done. As you can see, yes, I'm a state delegate. I enjoyed it. I'm glad my man made it. And one last note on the elections. When's the last time you saw a Republican go out, tear someone else's shit up, have a riot, have a cry-in, get butthurt because a Democrat got voted in? Never. We tend to be a little bit more adult, educated. We understand there's a process called democracy. Unlike the liberals and the Democrats, who have to be a bunch of shithead babies who cry and piss and moan and want their way. And then they bring out the anarchists, like the Black Lives Matter, the Soros people, the Acorn voters, the MoveOn.org. You know what? I'm going to tell you one thing right here now for all you people. get your shit straight, knock your shit off, because eventually you're going to be considered anarchists, you're going to be considered enemies of the country, enemies of America, and they will hunt you down, and you'll be lucky if you just go to jail. Because if you start a civil war, guess what? You know I'm not going to be on your side. And if it comes down to violence, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. There are millions of us veterans who are willing to commit violence to bring peace to our country, even if it means starting another civil war or a second revolutionary war to keep jackoffs like you in check and shut you the fuck up and make you act like an actual honest-to-God American. If you think I'm wrong, just remember, it was once said back in the Revolutionary War period. I can't remember if it was Thomas Jefferson or Thomas Paine who said it, but it was once quoted that the tree of liberty sometimes needs to be watered by the blood of patriots. I signed an oath of enlistment for my country to defend the Constitution and the country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. My oath has never been rescinded, nor has it been asked for me to take it down or back off of it. Make sure that you're not becoming one of my enemies, because if the light goes green, out comes the mean. Here you go, United States Marine Corps. Ken Barton, out for now.